Lentor Central will be the sixth new launch in the past 3 years since Lentor Modern was launched in 2022 in the area. Is this an oversupply or undersupply opportunity? Stay tuned to watch my review on Lentor Central Residences to find out more as I share the important pointers that I have learned by my 10 years of real estate experience. Khai here. Appreciate if topics like this interest you. Please consider to subscribe and like this video, as it will really encourage me and help me greatly. For this video, I'll go through the following: the supply situation and take-up rates, the project brief and location, site plan, floor plan comparison with neighboring condos, and whether the entry at the end I will share if this project is at the right entry price. Lentor Hills is part of the new Northern Region transformation that emphasizes the concept of live, work and play. One unique feature is this green finger concept. There is greenery in between the different plots of condo. This makes the cluster more spread out and have more public green areas for residents. Lentor Central Residences is the sixth project to launch since 2022. One important question to ask is there an oversupply situation? We can look at the 6 developments as one mega project with 6 different concepts. One similar case is the Treasure at Tampines, where there are 2,203 units. We can see that the condos still perform well and the early buyers had exited and cashed out with good profit margins, as can be seen here. Here we have a summary of the 6 condos plus the 7th plot at Lentor Gardens. The first 6 launches actually did pretty well since 2022, and the remaining supply is pretty low. There's only about 156 units out of the 2,477 units, which is about 6%. One thing to take note is that if you look at the TOP dates, Lentor Central Gardens is slated to TOP in 2030 August. So the next earliest condo that will TOP is 2028 December for Lentor Hills residents. So there's a good almost 2 years of gap between the last condo that will TOP. When Lentor Central TOP, the earlier supply would have been absorbed by the market, and it's easier to find tenants and also buyers to cash out for this property. This table will show the current available unit types in the cluster. Actually, for Hillock Green and Lentoria, we have pretty much almost all the different bedroom types available, but actually they are pretty much sold out. 86% for Hillock Green, 71% for Lentoria. So actually, the take-up rate is still pretty healthy. For Lentor Mansion, actually there's only a few units left, not much, 98%, and only the bigger units are left. For Lentor Hills, only a few layout types are available, 99.5% sold. Pretty much not much units are left. This is the first condo that's launched in the area and is integrated to the MRT station, and there is a shopping mall downstairs. Amenities down here, this building is actually Lentor Modern. If you take a walk directly from Lentor Central to the shopping mall, it's actually about 1 minute's walk. But most people will not cross the road this way, they'll probably walk this way and cross the road. So that will be probably about 3 to 5 minutes. The developer has already secured the key anchor tenants for the Lentor Mall. We can see here, CS Fresh Supermarket is one of them. The other one will be the Child First Preschool. So we can see that once the building is up, the whole area will be more vibrant, as these are amenities that people really look forward to having in the area. The other shopping centers nearby, the Thomson Plaza and Ang Mo Kio Hub, among the few that we can see here. As for hawker center, there are actually 4 nearby ones: Ang Mo Kio 628, Mayflower, Kebun Babu Market, Sembawang Hills Food Center. These are actually just a 4 to 8 minutes drive from the Lentor Central Residences. Schools and educational institutions. Okay, now Lentor Central Residence is here. The nearby schools are Anderson Primary and CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls. For secondary schools, we have Presbyterian High and Yio Chu Kang Secondary. For tertiary, we have Nanyang Polytechnic and Anderson Serangoon JC. Sending is definitely out of the 1 kilometer range for school registration purpose. However, Anderson Primary is right at the edge of the 1 to 2 kilometer boundary. So from where you can see, it's very likely that Block 18 will be out of the 1 kilometer radius. Block 20, we see that there's a good chance, but we cannot commit at the moment. Now we move on to the connectivity. Lentor Central Residence is 3 to 5 minutes walk to the nearest MRT station, which is the Lentor MRT station. And this is actually a fully sheltered walk. You can see if you exit from the basement of Lentor Central Residence, you turn right, you pass by the entrance of Hillock Green, and further when we walk, we will hit this sheltered walk. We can cross over and we can go into the MRT station. This will be a fully sheltered walk. As for the MRT station connectivity, Lentor is on the Thomson East Coast line. So let's say if you want to go to Woodlands, it's pretty much very straightforward, just a few stops. If you are going to the Bukit Timah area where all the schools are, what you can do is you can take the MRT to Stevens Road and you change to the downtown line and you can access all the schools on the Bukit Timah stretch. Orchard is also about 9 stops away, so it's pretty near to the city. Let's say for people who needs to walk in the CBD area, you can just take the Thomson East Coast line straight down to the city center where the CBD is. This will show the travel times for the different areas. Let's say if you go northwards towards the Woodlands North RTS, it is just 12 minutes. If you want to go to the Marina Bay area, the CBD area, it's only about 30 minutes. If you want to go to Botanical Gardens, it's only about 16 minutes. So pretty much everywhere you can go via the MRT station and they are very convenient. The RTS is slated to complete in 2026. So once it happens, you can actually say that Johor Bahru is only about 5 stops away from Lentor. The North-South corridor will also serve this cluster and there actually are dedicated bus lane, cycling trunks. And so this will actually make travel very convenient for people who wants to go more towards the center of Singapore. Currently, there's a lot of complaint for people staying in the north is that Central Expressway is actually very crowded most of the time during peak hours. And so with the upcoming North-South corridor, this will actually alleviate a lot of the congestion on CTE. And this is really a plus for people who are staying in the north and in the Lentor area. For the project and technical details, the main thing to note is actually the 477 units and the car park is 1-to-1, so there are 477 car park lots available. Lentor Central is actually built on the slope of Hillock Park. Most of the units are more or less north-south orientation. This maximizes the natural light that comes in. There's also more privacy because no units overlooks one another. There will also be uninterrupted view of the nature and landscapes. One thing to note is that there's this no build zone boundary corridor where URA stipulates that no buildings can be built here. So they ensure that even with the other buildings around, all the blocks will be very windy and wind flow will not be impeded. There's another thing which is the low-rise corridor here, which we will go through a bit later. Developer and team. Developers, namely Hong Leong Holdings and CSC Land. Guaco Land is a well-known developer. They did a lot of luxury projects. You can see Wallich, one of them, the Midtown Modern, Midtown Bay, Mayor Mansion. All these are very luxurious buildings. Guaco Land, we can say that they are the master developer for Lentor Hills Estate because they are involved in 4 out of the 6 developments currently in the area. The architect is P&T Group. These are the projects that they have done. The main con is Dembing. They are also very recognized and they did a lot of very good projects. So the whole team for this project is very solid. One of the things that we can take note is that because of the good views that this development has, the developer actually put a 270-degree window at the corner of the master bedroom for some of the stacks. You can see from here how this looks like. These are the few stacks that will have the 270-degree view. Similar to most of the recent launches, the 1 and 2 bedroom units are actually made up about 50% of the units. 3 and 4 make up the other half. Okay, this is the schematic plan. You can see top floor for this block is 28th floor. The other one is 27th floor. To take note is that actually the building block distance is pretty far. From here to here is 37 meters. We are looking at the future launches in the vicinity, which is the 7th plot. This is the 7th plot, the Lentor Gardens plot. This is our Lentor Central Residences plot. So do take note that for the Lentor Gardens plot, you are actually specified a low-rise zone. This fronts the linear park. They can only build up to 5 stories. There's a low-rise zone facing Lentor Gardens. This can only build up to a maximum of 8 stories. And those units facing the Hillock Park, the maximum number of stories is actually only 16. So potentially some of the units can get very good views from here. This is a superimposition of the block layout. So we can see actually most of the blocks down here don't face any road. This part faces entrance to the condo, but generally it will be very quiet. One of the key points for this Lentor Hill residence is that most of the facing are quiet facing. Here it's not facing any road. Only facing that faces the small road, which is the entrance here. It's not going to be noisy because at the entrance normally the cars are very slow and there's really a big setback to the small road. These are some of the aerial view which you can see. Floor plans. There are many floor plans, so I won't go through individually, but I'll just cluster and do some comparison. So for the 1 bedrooms, There's only 2 of these 1+ studies, so it's unlikely to be available for most people. Take a look at the 1-bedroom. These are pretty standard layouts, nothing much to comment on. Later, when we compare the 1-bedroom with the surrounding projects, we can see a bit of difference and whether this is better than the other one. For the 2 bedrooms, we have the normal L-shaped layout. For the dumbbell, the layouts are pretty similar except for this layout. There's no wall here, so the other one, there's a wall here. So people who prefer a more open facing might prefer this. Generally, the L-shaped layout will be a bit bigger because there's some wasted space here. Okay, it really depends on preference. For some people, they really like the privacy. Some people need the kids to be in the immediate next room so that their young kids can be attended to, let's say if there's any issue or when they're crying. There are also people who like to hang pictures on the walkway. For the 2+ study, there are not much difference. Only some of the layout have a bigger study. Some layout has a bigger living and dining. For example, this 2D layout have a bigger kitchen. This 2E layout has a bigger study. And for this 2E layout, there is a see-through kitchen, which I really like, but this depends on the individual preference. I really like this because it will make the whole place very bright and looks much bigger. So 2G, there's a bigger kitchen, and for 2F, it's actually a bigger living and dining. So I feel that these differences are not big. So for most people, you won't really see the difference when you're really in the unit. Unless you have very specific furniture that you want to put maybe in the study, then you have to really look at the dimension. For the 3-bedroom layouts, the 3 compact is pretty standard. So the kitchen is enclosable and there is a window for ventilation. So this kitchen is very suitable for families who really cook. The bigger units are the 3 premium on the right. There's window at the kitchen. Window at the kitchen. So the bathroom, all the bathroom comes with window. All the bathroom comes with window. For the 4 bedrooms, there are 2 main types. The smaller ones, which are the 2 on the left, and the bigger ones on the right. Okay. So the main difference for the 2 smaller 4-bedroom actually is the master bedroom. You can see here. For me, actually, I'll prefer this layout, which is the 4B layout. Because the way the wardrobe is laid out, you actually have a lot of space here. You can maybe put in a massage chair or even a study table. For the other layout, there's actually not a lot of space left to do other things. For the bigger 4-bedroom plus yard, the things to take note is that all the bedrooms are ensuite. So you can see this one ensuite. These 2 bedrooms share the toilet in the middle. The master bedroom definitely is ensuite. And the good thing is actually there is a separate household shelter and a separate store. So if your helper is staying here, you can put things in this room. Utility-wise, this 4-bedroom is actually very good. And it is a landscape layout. I personally prefer landscape layout because it is brighter, because more light comes in from the balcony side. Some people don't like the balcony to be so big, so some will prefer the portrait layout. Something like this, which is the portrait layout. Okay. So floor plans comparison with other Lentor projects. What I do here is that I show the layouts on top. Then at the bottom, I'll show what is the corresponding development they belongs to. So the main difference between the 1-bedroom for the Lentor Central Residence and the 1-bedroom for the Hillock and Lentora units is the walkway after you come in from the entrance. So the walkway when you come in from the entrance, the kitchen, so the width here is actually bigger than the other 2. So depends on preference. I feel that this layout for the Lentor Central Residence is much better. I would say it's a little bit better than the other 2. For the 1+ study, there's really not much difference. But besides Lentor Central Residence, we only have few units at Lentor Hills Residence left. Okay. For the 2-bed, 2-bath dumbbell layout, all the other developments are sold out, so not much to compare. For the 2-bed, 2-bath L-shaped layout, we only have Hillock Green and Lentoria to compare with Lentor Central Residence. The main difference actually will be the kitchen area. You can see here. Kitchen. Okay. So Lentoria is an open concept kitchen. Some people might not like it. For Hillock Green, the kitchen is a little bit like an open concept, but actually possible to be enclosable here. However, the workspace is actually much less than Lentor Central Residence. So from here, we can see that actually Lentor Central Residence layout for the 2-bed, 2-bath L-shaped layout is in my opinion, the better one. Okay. For the 2+ study, you can see here the Hillock Green unit. The study is actually at the entrance and it's a bit smaller. The study for the Lentor unit is actually also at the entrance. It's a bit smaller. And this one is open concept kitchen. So I prefer an enclosable kitchen with more working area. So I prefer this Lentor Central layout, whereby the study is also big enough and is connected to a bathroom. So it's possible to make it into a guest room or temporary bedroom. The other thing to take note is that actually there's a small storeroom here. For the 3-bed, 2-bath, they are pretty similar. All the bathroom actually has a window, even the kitchen. Bathroom with window. But for Lentor, this is an open concept kitchen without any window. For Lentor Central Residence, the bathroom with window, kitchen with window, enclosed kitchen with window. So the available units for the 3-bed, 2-bath for me will still be the Lentor Central Residence layout. Okay, now let's compare the smaller 4 bedrooms that's available. We only have Hillock Green, Lentor to compare with Lentor Central. The layout at Hillock Green actually does not have any storeroom or helper's room. So I really don't understand why there is a WC at the back. The smaller 4 bedroom at Lentor is a bit different also because it's like a bit like a dumbbell layout. So actually one of the bedroom is on the other side. This actually comes with a normal storeroom with window and the WC at the back. So utility wise, this one is still pretty good. I guess the junior master being at this side of the living room will save a bit of space, which might explain why this is a bit smaller than the Lentor Central Residence one. Okay. The thing I like about Lentor Central Residence layout is that the 4-bedroom master bed actually is quite big, very sizable. And you have good size home shelter, either for the helper or for storage. All the 3 layouts are landscape, so pretty much will look very spacious. Main difference being the Lentor Central layout, all the bedrooms are ensuite. So this one will make a very big difference. And also because of this layout is actually a bit bigger than the others. Another difference is the Lentor Central Residence unit has a separate home shelter and a storeroom. So you can have a helper staying in the storeroom and they can store things in the bomb shelter. If you need any of the layout information, please do not hesitate to reach out to me and I can send you separately. Okay, so for buyers who are buying for investment, let's look at the rental yield and the tenant pool. For proper comparison, we can look at nearby newer condos, being the Panorama and Jetscape. You can see here actually the rental yield is pretty good, 3.6% and 3.7%. Okay. For 2 bedrooms, Panorama transaction ranges from 4K to 4.5K. Jetscape transaction ranges from 5.2K to 6.3K. Okay, note this one TOP in 2023. For the 3-bedroom units, Panorama has transacted at 5,000 to 6,500. Jetscape ranges from 6.3K to 8.8K. Why are these condos in the north fetching such a good rental yield? So mainly because we have good pools of tenants from different areas. So for the banking and finance, East Coast Line actually brings them directly to this area. Nearby, we also have the aerospace park and the electronics park. And along the Thomson East Coast Line, we have a couple of healthcare medical facilities. Woodlands, Glen Eagles, Camden, in Orchard, SGH. So this will create demand for rental units in the area. That's why you see that the rental is pretty healthy. So come to the final point. Is the entry price right? Okay, to look into that, we have to look at the transacted price for the neighboring launches. Lentor Modern transacted price normalized to a post-harmonized rate is 2,004 to 2,550. Lentor Hill Residence is 2,200 plus to 2,500 plus. For Hillock Green, this is 2,300 plus to 2,500 plus, almost 2,006 for Hillock Green. And now, what are the prices for Lentor Central Residence? Okay, so these are the starting price given by the developer, which starts from about 2,000 per square feet. Even if we look at the higher end, we are still looking at 2003 to 2004, which will probably be the higher 4 units or those that are facing the greenery. Please do take note that all these prices are just my own guess and doesn't represent the developer or my agency. Okay, we are at the end of this video. I hope this sharing will make you understand more about this project. And if you want to find out more about this project and any other projects in Singapore, please do not hesitate to reach out. See you soon.